Yasher Koach Cantor, and Michael, thank you very much for all that you're doing. I'm muted, but it's coming out, right? Cool. So it's nice to see you all here. So I'm gonna, apparently last night people couldn't hear me so good, so I'm gonna share some of the thoughts that I had. Do you know that we've got 613 commandments in Judaism? Those are the times that we're told either to do something or not to do something in the first 5 books of Bible that we call Torah. And they're good to do them. God makes us holy when we do God's commandments, and 613 is a significant number, but I'll share a little secret with you. Most of them I cannot do. In fact, you can't do them either. So there. We'll find out a little bit more about it. The Torah portion talks about giving up the land, and there was one family that didn't have, the father died and he had 5 daughters, and all the land was being divvied up to each male adult in the family got a section of land, and it would stay with them for the duration. So the one family with the 5 daughters, Machla, Hogla, Tirzah, Milcah, and Noah, all of them went to Moses and Aaron, and Moses brought it up to God, and God said, they're right, give them land. They deserve, they shouldn't be left out. The rules adapted and changed given the situation. We are adapting and changing right now. We get thinking that the most important thing about our community is our building. And yes, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to have, it brings people together. They can have all kinds of associations and times of holiness there. Wonderful, wonderful feelings. They're allowed to be themselves in the building, but we can't come all together right now. We just can't do it. It's a different situation, kind of an unthought of situation. This isn't unusual in Judaism. The center of Judaism was our synagogue. What was our temple? The temple and the kingship. That was the center of what it meant to be Jewish, to be Israeli. And Israeli and Jewish were the same thing. And they sort of still are in many ways. But the temple was destroyed. And the temple was the only place that we could approach God with sacrifices. What in the world are we going to do? We lost our kingship. How are we going to continue? Here's the little secret. The reason that we can't do most of the 613 commandments is because most of them are specifics for what to do when we have a temple and what to do with a king. And if you take those 2 out, well, that leaves, that's most of them. And so we absolutely cannot do some of them. We just can't. There needs to be a temple. And so what we Jews did is we adapted. We took the temple and the altar and we brought it to a few different places. We said, rather than bring sacrifices, we're going to bring prayers instead. And Isaiah talks about this. And the services match the order of the sacrifices that were in the temple. And for the holidays, rather than gather in Jerusalem for Passover, we gather around our dining room table. The dining room table becomes an extension of the temple. And you could say it applies to a whole lot more than just Passover. Many Jewish things happen around dining room tables and around kitchens. There's something to that. It's not just a silly thing, but there's something to that. We're in an unprecedented time. We can't all come to the building together. We can't. It's just not safe. And pikuach nefesh, preservation of life, overrides almost all Jewish precepts. So what do? We adapt. With the destruction of the temple, we came up with sanctuaries. We replaced the altar with the prayers. We replaced the coming together at the holy site to being the holy site in the home. And we're going to be doing some of that now. We have a heritage of that now. Rather than saying that the synagogue is closed, I want you to think that the synagogue is open and permeating into your home right now. It's reaching out. It's becoming broader in scope. And I want you to do a few things. Just like you welcome the Shabbos queen into your home, the sanctuary is that space in your home between your eyes and that monitor. That is the sanctuary, and you are in the sanctuary, in that space. And what I want you to do is, when you come to services, bring some bima flowers. Make it bima flowers. Dress up decent. I know the Deb was talking about dressing up decent. You're coming to synagogue. And you know what? I'll even let you have your own chair. I will. So get some flowers, like I told people. I'm sure your neighbors have nice flowers. Go take a couple from them. Hi, stranger. Have a Kiddush cup ready to go. We're going to do, the oneg is right there. It's in between your eyes, your ears, and the monitor. This is what we Jews have done. Every other people in the ancient world, every other people, they're not here today. They were not able to adapt. And even though we've been living in diaspora for many, many years longer than we've ever had a kingship, or many years longer than we ever had the synagogue, the temple actually built, we've been living longer without it. Maybe we're better off without it. Well, I'm not preaching that, but I'm just saying maybe because it helps us realize what's really important. What's really important about Temple Beth Hillel is us coming together to do holy work. It's us doing holy work together. And the building is not the ends, but the means for doing that. And if we don't have those means, maybe it helps us realize what's really important about Temple Beth Hillel and how to emphasize that. Now, we will come back to our building. We will, in the proper time. And it'll be a celebration. It'll be a big celebration. It'll be like when we were able to go into the old city of Jerusalem again, after not being able to be there. It'll be like going back and saying, we're home. Which is kind of interesting, because when we say that, we're extending our home into the sanctuary. We're sort of doing the same thing the other direction. Welcome the sanctuary into your home. I'd love for you to be on Zoom. And I want you to show your flowers. And everyone that's got some flowers of any kind, and flowers, I want to give you an opportunity to say hi. Hi to everybody with the flowers, and to show them. Show how pretty our bima is. Look at that. With that,